Alright, everybody, we're going to play one more Nintendo Wii U game for Sidney's birthday special, in which we're going to play Jeopardy!
This is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player one. Player two. Player three. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trevette.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. In the dictionary, Brutus. How about them tigers? Divide and conquer. Judy. And I beg your pardon. Player one, he penned the immortal line, "The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves." Okay, player one. That's correct. In this 13th century work, Brutus is described as suffering in the lowest pit of hell. Yes, player one. That is correct. This Greek biographer of parallel lives suggested Brutus was Julius Caesar's illegitimate son. Let's hear it, player one. That's it.
Yeah! Woo!
Answer? The Daily Double. You are. Answer this. Brutus joined a conspiracy to assassinate Julius Caesar that was led by this man. Congratulations, you're still in first, player one. During the Roman Civil War, Brutus sided with this man, but was later pardoned by Julius Caesar. Oops. Player one. Nope. Anyone else? Let's hear it, player two. Sorry. Any other takers? Player three? Hey, you're right. Okay, let's get back into this. Player three, you make the next selection. As Gerald Ford issued 382 pardons, but the one issued to this man in 1974 is said to have cost Ford the 1976 election. Player one? You got it. Player in 1994, he was pardoned for leading a coup versus the president of Venezuela. By 1999, he was the president. It's player one. That's correct. Player in 2001, she was pardoned for a 1974 armed bank robbery and for using a firearm during a felony. Let's hear it, player one. Right. Player one. The Wall Street Journal wanted an immediate pardon for him after his perjury conviction in the Valerie Plame case. Okay, player one. That is correct. This Secretary of Defense was pardoned for his role in Iran-Contra. Let's hear it, player one. That is correct. You again, player one. It's 27 divided by 3. Yes, player one. That is correct. 121 divided by 11 equals this. It's player one. Yes. Negative 72 divided by negative 9 equals this. Let's hear it, player one. Right. 252 divided by 4 equals this. Okay, player one. You got it. 1252 divided by 4 equals this. Player one. That's correct. Player one, back to you. This tiger is the great spokescat for Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Player one. Yes. Player one. Here's Jimmy from our Clue Crew with the clue.
The South China tiger has these features spaced farther apart than other species do. On each individual tiger, they're unique, like fingerprints.
Yes, player one. No, sorry. Any other takers? Here's what we wanted. It's stripes. Player one. Tiger is the second rank in this organization for young boys. Player one. Good for you. Tigers are the largest cats, and the tiger named for this Russian region is the largest tiger. Okay, player one. Yes. The largest population of wild tigers is found in this Asian country on about 30 wildlife reserves. Let's hear it, player one. That is correct. Player one. It's a 7-letter synonym for majorette, from what she does with her baton. Player one. That is correct. This enclosed glass container is used to keep plants and small animals, such as turtles and lizards. Player one. Yes. Appropriately, the word volcano comes from the name of this Roman god. It's player one. That's right. Way to go. So here's Sarah with the clue.
In the pronunciation for the word circus, the U is an unstressed vowel and is marked with what looks like an inverted E, called this.
Let's hear it, player one. Yes. The name of this horse breed tells us that it originated in the Perche area of France. Let's hear it, player one. That's right. Way to go. Please. Her losing the Oscar for 1954's A Star is Born was called the biggest robbery since Brinks. Yes, player one? Yes. Player 1. As Judy, this 1980 title character, Goldie Hawn said, "And I mean, look at this place. The Army couldn't afford drapes?" Player 1. Right. Judy Reyes staffed Sacred Heart Hospital as nurse Carla Espinosa on this Zach Braff sitcom. Let's hear it, Player 1. You got it. From 1984 to 1992, Judith Light and this live-in housekeeper struggled over the question, who's the boss? Player 1. Hey, you're right. And the last clue for $1,000. She hit the top 40 in both 1975 and 1977 with Send in the Clowns. Player 1. That's correct. Player 2 is in third place and will select first in the Double Jeopardy round, as we always do, right after this break. And we have 2 daily doubles awaiting you in these categories. Art and artists. Oh, yes. U.S. history. Samuel L. Jackson. Attraction and U.S. cities. Player 2, make a selection, please, as we continue. Using adsorption, yes, with a D. Activated charcoal in these military items attracts harmful chemical vapors. Okay, Player 1. Hey, you're right. Player Female 1. Deep-sea anglerfish use this, produced by bacteria, to attract prey. Player 1. Good. In a covalent bond, 2 atoms each contribute one of these to a pair, which is then attracted to the atom's nuclei. Let's hear it, Player 1. Good.
Yeah! Woo!
Bombicol. One of these attractant hormones is sort of the Calvin Klein obsession of the female silk moth. Yes, Player 1. Anyone else? Here's the correct response. A pheromone. Please. Newton found that the degree of gravitational attraction between 2 masses varies inversely with the square of this, r. Okay, Player 1. Good. Please pick again, Player 1. This telegraph inventor's notable portraits included those of the Marquis de Lafayette and William Cullen Bryant. Let's hear it, Player 1. Right you are. Player Picasso painted this work as a protest against the bombing of a town in the Spanish Civil War. Yes, Player 1.
Yes!
Select again. In her 1949 painting, Diego and I, Diego Rivera is depicted on her forehead. Player 1. Good. Helen Frankenthaler's soak and stain technique was inspired by this artist's drip paintings. Player 1. That's it. One of his last paintings before his 1903 death in the South Pacific was a landscape of Brittany in winter. Yes, Player 1. Right you are. Player 1, you pick again, please. It's the third largest Hawaiian isle. Yes, player one? Correct.
Yeah! Woo!
Player one, let's get Sarah's assistance on this clue.
2 atoms of this element create a stable bond. When 3 of them bond, they form the unstable ozone molecule.
Yes, player one? Good for you. It's the O in an IPO, a corporation's first attempt to sell stock to the public. Yes, player one? Good. To use the razor named for this 14th century English philosopher means to use economy in explanation. It's player one. Nope. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? We're talking about Occam. Player one. A total solar eclipse is an example of this, from the Latin for conceal. Player one? Good. Player one. Pick again. In the late 80s, Sam was the rehearsal stand-in for this comedy legend on his self-titled sitcom. Yes, player one? Yes. Sam proclaimed, "And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee," in this 1994 film. Let's hear it, player one.
Yeah!
Right you are. Sam made brief appearances as this character in Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America. Yes, player one?
Yeah!
That's it. As Elijah Price, Sam was the frail antithesis to Bruce Willis in this 2000 flick. It's player one. You are correct. Player Lucius Best was the secret identity of this ultra-cool Incredibles character, voiced by Sam. Okay, player one. Sorry. Anyone else? The correct response is Frozone. Player one. This New Mexico artist colony town's pueblo was chosen as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1992. Okay, player one. That is correct. Select. Here's Jimmy. He'll show you.
If you're feeling a little rocky, run up these stairs to visit this city's museum at Benjamin Franklin Parkway.
Okay, player one. Yep. Player one. Mormons settled this city in 1855, but thought it was too much of a gamble and abandoned it in 1857. Player one. Yes. Answer? One of the daily doubles. You are in first. Okay, here is the clue. This Oklahoma city is known for its Art Deco buildings, including the Phillips Oil Philcade. That puts you even further ahead. Player Granite works sprung up in and around this state capital, using stone from Bahrain, a few miles away. Yes, player one? Nope. Sorry. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Player three? You are correct. A lot of clues, a lot of categories, player 3. On August 21st, 1959, it became our 50th state. It's player 1. Right you are. In 1963, he spoke of his dream that his children would one day not be judged by the color of their skin. Okay, player 1. That's correct. Player 1. Answer. The other daily double. And you're in the lead now. You need to select your wager. Here is your clue. It's the period from 1920 to 1933 when alcoholic beverages were illegal. You have maintained your lead. Way to go. Player 1. Here's Jimmy.
This U.S. company introduced the first TV dinner in 1954.
Okay, player 1. Yeah, good. And the $2,000 clue? Stephen Douglas proposed the act that repealed the Missouri Compromise and created Kansas and this territory. Let's hear it, player 1. Good. Oh, sorry. Player 2, you'll not be progressing to Final Jeopardy. Final Jeopardy still to come, and here's the category. Artists? So, what's your wager? Now, let's reveal the Final Jeopardy clue. In 1881, he wrote to Émile Zola, "I must soon leave Véteuil, and I'm looking for a pretty place by the Seine." What did you say? Sorry, that incorrect response will drop your score by... Let's see your response. And this correct response will add how much to your score? Player 1, congratulations to you.
See you for the next game, everybody.
Good game, everyone, and thank you so much for playing.